All right, we have this subject on the bench again. It is such a popular video. I will take it apart, take a look on the inside. We're going to clean the volume control and switches and just kind of service this thing up, I guess. Make it possibly function better. I will properly clean the heads this time. Yeah, since it basically worked, I think that's what I'm going to do. And we'll attempt to record at least my voice on some tape and maybe some music thing or something, just for the fun of it, just to see how it sounds and how it plays. So let me get into it. So first thing first, of course, take everything off. Set this stuff to the side. Someplace. Take everything out of here. Random splice of tape that I broke earlier. Okay. And there's more tape in there. I don't know what to do with that. I don't think there was anything on it. Where did I wonder what I did with the microphone? It's not in there. That's a good question. I thought I put it all back. Well, I hope I can find that. Anyways, take the lid, set it down, and there's some screws to take apart, and this, I think this whole front comes out. I guess we'll find out together. So what are they? Phillips screws, it looks like. See what happens when, well, these are nice long screws in the bottom. Pull this thing apart. I have no idea how it comes apart. Other than it just says remove screws and pull chassis out to service tubes. So I guess we'll do that and see if it'll come apart, because it needs a good clean, that's for sure. It is full of dirt. Kind of, I guess that's what happens when you find stuff in the dump. Just full of dirt. Nice. There's a lot of dirt coming out of this thing. I didn't show it on the previous video. This was not original to have a hole here. You don't want your fingers going in. Not entirely sure why somebody cut this open. Maybe it was stuck once and needed to get to spin the motor. I don't know. Okay, so those 4 screws are out. Other screws. Those are just stands. Those are just the 4. It's loose. Two side screws and the 4 rubber bumpers on the bottom. So where's the side? Oh, okay, there we are. I found them. Right here. Little side screws. There we go. There's one. Never mentioned it in the video, I guess, but there's some stamps of numbers. I'm guessing size of tape. I really don't know. Like, this type of media is unknown to me. Now it's all loose, I bet. So we come like this, slide it out. It's so heavy. It's coming anyway. I feel like I'm not doing any of this right. Yeah, crap, breaking the plastic. That's not nice. So what, are you supposed to set it upside down and let it fall out, or what? Guess that's how we're gonna do it. Oh wow. How are we gonna disconnect the speaker without breaking things here? That's a pretty awesome speaker, actually. Twist it in there, show you guys. I got an actual kind of a crossover, really old wax capacitor. It probably isn't any good. See, it was it looks like the logo could light up, because let's see if I can. There's a hole all the way through the logo. I will have to see if there's a light on the front. Okay, anyway, disconnecting speaker. Really? I'm gonna have to unsolder it to disconnect it. There's no, sure enough, I see a light too. I'll show you guys. That's kind of neat. It did not light in the video, so it must be burnt out. Okay, it is a plug-in. There we go. All right. Whew. All right, let's set that to the side. There is, oh wow, this thing's older than I thought. There's just date stamped in there. September 26, 1956. Plymouth Industries. I would guess that's who made the box, maybe, not the unit. It's old. So I'll set this aside. This horrible thing. I'm gonna have to. Can anybody hear the dirt? Yeah, it's pretty dirty. Set that aside. All right. How am I going to not damage anything? It's still funny that this is cut out. Oh, it's so heavy. It is very flimsy when it's not in its case. Interesting. Didn't notice. Noticing things different. So we got a little adjustment thing here. It's this hum balance. I didn't mess with any of this stuff. Model 711. That's what this thing is. Does this cover come off or not? This thing's crazy. Can't believe it worked. I guess one of the two sockets are all loose and doing whatever. So here's the light I was talking about for that logo, and just a twist in type. I might have one of these. CM47. I wonder what voltage it is. Made in USA. And it doesn't look burnt out, the filament. I'll have to ohm it out, but it doesn't look burnt out. Maybe it just wasn't making contact. Anyway, inside of this thing, wow. This was that how you doing tube thing going on here. Yeah, it's missing a tube even. It's 6v6. Wonder why there's no tube there and it still worked. So maybe it doesn't need it. Wow, the build quality of this thing is just solid. Okay. So there's something missing for the... It is a little timer counter thing. Looks like there should have been a belt, maybe. I can't believe any part of this thing still worked. Nice big tubes in here. What we got going on here? Looks like audio for one of the heads. Looks like somebody's played around with this a little bit. I don't know. Maybe that is factory, but it doesn't seem like it should be. I don't have any schematics for this thing. Yeah, it looks like that belt kind of twisted funny. Of course, you guys can't see because I'm not paying attention to what I'm recording. This pulley here with all these gears for the counter. Yeah, it just goes right down in there to that other pulley. Anyway, that's pretty cool. Amazingly enough, these filters seem to be alright in the back there. So I can't see it. This is not a good video. Sorry. This is in my shop. Just kind of screwing around here. Let's see. This mechanism. Well, not too much to see inside here, except I'll have to get the bottom panel off because look at these shafts for this whole, the pot isn't up on top, it's down in the bottom of the chassis. And they have this long brass rod that turns. Same thing for the other side. For the volume. Pretty neat. Also the fact that it didn't really use belts. It's kind of like an old record player setup. It uses the shaft of the motor to roll against a rubber roller, which amazingly enough must have got stored in a neutral position because there's no dense detents in it. Could use some rubber restore on it, maybe get the stickiness back up, or maybe just my alcohol and a cotton swab. I can clean it up. I do see maybe a belt back there. Oh yeah, there is another belt. Yeah, and it's not broken. That spins the other deal. That's amazing. That's an old belt. Still in good shape though. It's hard to do this. There, can you see the belt kind of a little washed out? It's pretty crazy when it's in neutral. Everything just kind of sits there. I'm sure, is that the play? Yeah, that's the play. And it tightens up the belt. You can see the roller down in there maybe. There we go. That's a good example of how it's turning. Yeah, the amount of effort it took to build this thing. I don't know what the price would have been to buy this back in the early days. Probably wasn't super cheap though. Alright, let's take this back panel off and get a good look at all the circuitry and wiring and stuff like that. That way I can service the volume pot and the switches. If we're missing some screws or not. Only 2 of them. There we go. There's some beautiful circuit shots for everyone. This stuff is so much fun to work with. These caps are, I'm sure, all need to be changed. Oh, look at that. We got a black one here. These are always bad, right? Pretty simple in here, actually. Not bad. Got a little neon bulb here. I'm gonna have to write down all these capacitors that I want to change, which there isn't too many, actually. It's pretty small. Yeah, pretty small stuff. Easy to recap this one. All right, and there's a fuse that I'd never even know the guy could find. This is all that field dirt I was talking about that's stuck in this thing. Lots of field dirt. All right, because I kind of want to play with it a little more before I recap it and do anything with it, I guess. So, volume pots. Let's see, down here. Got one of the pots anyway. Get my deoxit stuff out here. Give her some spritz. Tip it upside down. Tip it on its side. Let the fluid come in there. Actuate it a little bit. See if we got the power switch in there. Should be plenty. This top one will be a little tougher to do. I have to tip it the other direction here. Oh, heavy thing. Trying so hard not to break anything. The same thing. Get some more deoxide in there. Actuated back and forth a few times. And hopefully that'll help with the scratchiness in the volume. Because it was not very great. So, was there switches down here that I could lube up? Let me see. Yeah, it looks like these wafer board things are the switches. Get some cleaner on them too, I guess. They look a little bit oxidized up. Yeah, they definitely are pretty oxidized. Got even one that looks a little burnt. Explains some of the issues. And I'm pretty much out of deoxit. This pressure went away. Anyways, those are, so I can show you kind of actuating the lever there. So we'll just keep actuating them and hopefully rub some of the oxidization off. Maybe this thing will work pretty good. Not that I'd ever need to use this thing. It's just really cool to mess with. I would much rather have a tape recorder that has stereo heads and put actual like recordable music on it. This was more like, I don't know, I guess you could have had, I think there was a phono input maybe or something like it. that you could record old records on that were mono and have tape playback music, I suppose. I don't know. Well, that's that part. Oh yeah, clean the speaker out. That's the next project. Really should recap this while I have it apart, but I don't have all my caps or anything right now. Most of the stuff's in my basement, and we'll save that for another project time. It didn't really seem like it had much issue with the capacitors. I mean, if you were using this thing like crazy, long, lots of hours, then you'd want to fix the caps and stuff. But for quick little playing and messing with, it's not really worth it. If you were going to put this into service, for sure, recapping would be necessary. Recapping, checking the resistance of the resistors, any of those things. I see there's a switch up here. Where is it? Right there. I think that was the pause switch. Yeah, one of the switches anyway. All right. Let's get the cover back on the bench here. Set this aside. All right. Dirt and more dirt and more dirt. Of course, it's got those annoying little flat nut things. It's a very nice little, I think a 6x9? Looks like a 6x9. A little tweeter, if you can call it a tweeter. I will have to find a socket that fits that. Of course, I can't find any of the sockets. I need to organize my bench. And of course, all I have is metric, so probably not gonna have the right size. Yeah, like it's an 8mm fits it enough. All right, that's cool. This would be really handy to have my drill. I'm about to glue the speaker. I see there's a hole in it, a crack. That's too bad. I hate those things. Screwdriver would be handy. Get it? Yeah, I did. There we go. Tiny little buggers. These darn... Never liked these. So they're so cheap. They do work, but they work better one-time use type thing. You can get them put back on. They're just a pain in the butt. Is that one loose? Yeah, it is. I'll just spin it off my finger, I guess. And I'll probably have to unsolder this stuff because make it tough to service everything. Unless I take both things off at the same time, maybe. That one's pretty much loose too. First one I took off was tight all the way. Yeah, that one's practically spin off your finger. And that one's stuck. Of course. Alright. Let's look at this dirty speaker carefully. Yeah, there we go. It's amazing that the cone isn't stuck or even, what's the word? Scratching. I need to carefully try to clean this off. Clean it all out so we can have good clean audio. Fuzzy. Yeah, good stuff. And then this, I'll repair that with some glue. It's just pretty fragile, this thing, if I'm not careful. I'll have to get like a light brush maybe or something. Get my vacuum, suck all the dirt out of here. We'll get this thing back together and sounding better. That way we can listen to some more tape audio or something. And I gotta find that microphone. Can't believe I didn't put that back. Okay, I will be right back with a brush and some tools and get this cleaned and glued up. Alright, found a little brush. We'll just be very, very nice and gentle. Luckily this is kind of dried out dirt, so it should come off pretty easily. I should have showed it. I used the vacuum because it was just dirt falling out everywhere and it was driving me nuts trying to do the video, so I sucked it out through the grill, of course, but some of this stuff was stuck to the speaker. Yay! Get that dirt and fuzz out of it. Judging by some of this thing, it did get some use in its life. Like fuzz built up on the speaker. So anyway, I can't believe this video, well, not this video in particular, but the just me showing and messing with this thing has gotten so many views. Thank you to everybody that's watched. I appreciate the the support of my crappy videos and my junk stuff. This is, I mean, it was basically left for junk. But I like to save things, give it some love again, resurrect stuff. Sorry for the farm birds if you can hear them. It's part about living on a farm. They get noisy when they want to be. The guinea hens. That's pretty good. I have to find my speaker glue. Still a little bit of dirt there. I'll probably cut this down. Nobody needs to watch me clean a speaker, right? Unless you like that thing. Very gentle. Alright. Probably should take the tweeter out too and clean that. Might as well, since I've already got the tools out. Tweeter, mid-range, whatever you want to call it. Seriously, are those different sized? No, it's just the way that they are on there. Tight. For little tiny nut things. Of course, it doesn't want to come out of there now. It's always something. Pick it out of there, I guess. There we go. Come on. Alright, let me find my screwdriver part of it. There we go. Should have done this in the first place. Be a lot easier. The birds are singing. There's always something screwing with my... Like, I'd like to do my videos nice and quiet and try to be professional about it. But then you got... I'm going to have to use a plier for that one. You got things like birds and sometimes vehicles going by. I don't have any. Alright, as I mentioned, I'm not a fan of these stupid little nuts. They're so annoying sometimes. Take this out of here. That's in pretty good shape too. A little bit of fuzz. No big deal. Nice little tweeter mid-range, sealed even. So it'd be pretty decent vocal out of that. Sweet. I know if I found a couple of these units and, you know, things weren't salvageable, I would take this speaker mid-range and build a little box. They're really good, efficient, good sounding speakers usually. Alright, set that aside carefully. Don't want that to get wrecked. I need to vacuum this mess up. I mean, there's still so much dirt in where the wood grill is at. Let's just show you for the fun of it here before I vacuum everything up. Well, my flashlight isn't very good for the colors or what a bulb would look like, but it should have lit up like. Of course, the saturation is wrong here. See if I can tone that down somehow. There we go. Kind of neat little logo lit up. That's just my flashlight, just to see it. Anyway, okay, let's vacuum this mess up and try to glue the speaker, put her back together, get some audio going, see how things go. Well, it's not a beautiful repair, but it'll do. It's not completely set yet, but it's good enough to put back together. So that'll be that. Should be okay. We'll reassemble and do some audio testing, I guess. So that should be fun. Alright, let's put it back in there. Nice and solid now. And it's cleaner in here. So we'll put the case back in. If I'll power it up without being in here, just because I wanted to see if that bulb was working or not. Let's test that bulb first. It should come on, I would think. Anyway, it's just showing reassembly. Alright, I got it plugged in. I just wanted to verify if that light was working or not. And it appears to be lighting. So either I didn't notice it in the video or it wasn't lighting because it was not making connection then or something. In any case, it lights, so we will reassemble her. Alright, I guess it fell on the floor, but I found the other belt that goes to the tape counter, timer, or whatever they call it. And of course, I don't have any of these round belts laying around, so the next best bet is these other belts temporarily. I don't know, this one's probably too long. This is too short, but it'll stretch. So try to get that put into here. Lighting's not that great and moving around, but I've showed this earlier, so it's no big deal. We'll I'll put it on there and see which one works off camera here and get it put in. Alright, I had to go with the shorter belt because the other one was too long like I thought it would be. It's pretty tight. Whatever, if it falls apart, then it falls apart, I guess. It's not super important for a counter. Alright, time to put it back in the case. We will do that. Alright, that is one heavy beast to try to put back in there carefully without getting things all falling apart or breaking the wires or whatever. So there, it's back in the box. I gotta put the screws back in yet, and then I can power it back up, get the tape set up. Oh yeah, clean the heads. I gotta do that yet too. I gotta get in here with my Q-tips and clean off the dirt, give the rubber rollers a chance, stuff like that. Anyway, I will set that up here. All right, alcohol, cotton swab, see if I can get in here without too much trouble. And try to clean off any gunk on any of the heads here. That's pretty dirty. Doesn't look that bad, but I can see some rusty dirt and gunk on there. I mean, this thing was left for dead in the dump and stored away in a pretty awful place somewhere. So there we go. Got some dirt off of it anyways. Let's clean the rubber rollers up a little bit. This is just 91% isopropyl alcohol to clean things. And we'll just give it the best chance it can, I guess. That one's dirtier than the head. Get in there, clean the steel roller off, all that good stuff. Fairly dirty stuff. Probably should have done this instead of playing with it the first time. But I was being lazy and felt like doing it anyways, because I wanted to see if anything works. Yeah, so that's one swab down. See if these buttons will clean up a little bit or not. If it's even worth bothering. They'll probably dry right up anyways again with that white residue. Ooh, maybe the alcohol was a bad idea with that. It's kind of sticky feeling. That's alright. If I can get rid of this white oxidized layer without damaging this thing too much, I'll be happy. It's better. Clean up the front here. I don't think I'll ever do a full restoration on this thing. That'd be so much work. Disassemble everything. Repairing what needs to be repaired. Cleaning. Redoing all the case. Vinyl. Yeah, not too bad. I think they turned out better than I thought it would. It's not as sticky as it was. Just, they feel different. Alright, now that's good enough. Put the screws in and put the tape back through and see if I can find that microphone too. I don't know where I set that. Alright, found the microphone. Lovely Voice of Music microphone there too. I'm going to clean this up quick. It's pretty dirty. Gross. Like, I mean, what is that? Hand filth from years of use? I don't know. So I'll do that quick and we'll get this thing put together. Really should try a recording on it and see. I don't even know. Well, I guess you push record. maybe it don't work because one of those wires look disconnected. I think this one is too. Oh yeah, that needs to be resoldered too. One's gonna be your playhead, which I'm pretty sure is this one, and this is your record, erase, record, whatever. I'll have to resolder that, so it definitely won't record otherwise. Not sure what this does, but I don't have a manual for this thing. I wish I did. All right, or what's that for? I don't know. Is that part of the record? There's so many things I don't know about this thing. It is a different world way before I was born. So here we go. Cleaning, finishing, put it back together, and play some tape. All right, cover's put back on. It's reassembled, screws in the bottom. It's all held together. I have to point out something interesting because kind of wish record players had something like this. It says to press stop button to finish, so it'll protect the idler mechanism. Lid won't close unless stop buttons are pressed. Well, it actually, say you left it in play or whatever, this rubber deal here will push right down on the stop as you close it. I'll do that, leave it there, play, and you can hear it click, stop when you close the lid. And that helps keep that idler. That's why that idler is in good shape on this thing. That was very good thinking on this company's part. So here we go. Let's get a tape spooled on it again. Make sure the thing still kind of functions, and then I will try to make a recording. All right, let's resolder that wire since I kind of want to make a recording, or try to. Gotta wait for this ancient old thing to heat up. Now the tough part, getting that wire put back on there. Let's see, it should take, hopefully. Let it cool. And it seems to be reattached. Making sure nothing's shorting out between the two. It's not very great. Should be good enough for testing though. So getting the tape reeled. That's the fun part. Now we got tape everywhere. Think about the only thing I don't like about reel-to-reel tape players is dealing with the stringing of the tape. It's kind of difficult and annoying. I think I have it wrong there. Okay, that's that. Spool it through. Stick it through the switch. And get the other reel here. This is always so tough for me. Trying to get this stuff figured out. Gotta stick it through. Then hold it there just right while trying to get this stuff reeled on. I guess if I did enough of this, I'd probably be used to it. And I have that wrong, of course. Roll it the other direction. Again, this is the first time really screwing with this stuff. I've never done tape stuff. I've seen plenty of videos on people using reel-to-reel tape, making cool audio formats and whatnot. I still probably did that wrong. I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe? I'll have to plug it in and find out. Plug my lovely sketchy plug yet. I gotta change this out. This is not very safe at all. But if you're really careful with it, it'll be alright. Barely. Of course, they talk about it and then I can't use it. Alright, she's running. You know, that's pretty much why I missed it. I will grab the camera here quick. It's pretty dim, but it is lit up. So, that's why I missed it. Like, the camera makes it brighter. I can hardly see it in person for some reason. It's really dim. Alright. Do I got everything reeled right? It seems to be. Put this back up on the camera stand here so I'm not shaking all over. Volume reel seems not as scratchy. The audio's got to come up. Alright, so it is working. This would be a great place to try recording. So let's get the microphone hooked up. Of course, now it wants to knot up on me. Why it has to do that. Wires, cords. Anyways, which one is going to be microphone or radio? Alright, let's see if I have any idea what's going to do, because we didn't do it in the first video. But let's push record. Okay, this is a test of recording. I have no idea if it's actually working. Test. The light doesn't come on, so I probably am not doing anything. Bad connections, maybe. Is the microphone any good? What? Try a different jack. How about this? Test. Nope. Maybe? Nope. Test. Unknown if this is working. Rewind. Slow rewind. Don't know what I'm doing. Oh, that is quiet. I did make a recording, I think. Let's see here. Do this manually because it. Not supposed to do it that way. Test. Wow, that is super quiet compared to the actual recording on there. I'm not sure how to make it any louder, but the microphone was working, I guess. So I have to talk way louder. Is this cable bad? I don't know what I'm doing. It's plugged into the microphone port. I mean, who knows about the quality of this microphone, but it should be pretty good. I don't know. Let's see if anybody can see that. It's made by Shure. Come on, camera. Quit doing that. Shure Brothers, made in USA. And the camera wants to be really funny, apparently. Shure Brothers Inc. Early. Should be a good microphone. It could be that head. I don't really know, guys. I don't really know. I mean, we heard something anyways. I might have to wire in a different source. Hello, hello. I'll try this super loud. See if I'm picking up anything. Hello. All right. Back up just a little bit. Hello. I'll try this super loud. See if I'm picking up anything. Hello. And that's max volume. So I don't know. It's probably things like capacitors and probably just these issues with old circuitry more than the mic usually. I don't know. Could it be bad? I don't have anything else to plug it in to give it a test. I don't really play with old microphones. I don't have any karaoke machines or anything like that, I guess, that use the 1/4-inch jack. Hello. It's got a monitor on or off switch. I don't know what the heck. Like if I tap, well, now we're getting better signal. I can see the lights. Let's try a record. Well, let's try this. Is this a better sounding recording? I actually see the distort light going, so maybe it is actually picking up proper recording, I guess. I don't know. What else do you say on microphone? Turn it down. Rewind.
It's actually picking up proper recording.
That's much better.
I guess. I don't know. What else do you say on the microphone?
Yep. Sorry. That is pretty loud, the other recording. So the record head is working, and the record function does work. I think it might have been a connection on the jack or something. After I played with it, it got louder. So let's play that back quick again.
Light going, so maybe it's actually picking up proper recording. I guess. I don't know. What else do you say on the microphone?
Anyway, there we go. Cool. It can record something, and it does pick up my voice in the microphone. Anyway, there we go. We got a recorded voice on the Tape-O-Matic player. Maxed out still is kind of quiet, but it was loud enough to hear my voice properly. Now I have my voice on some tape, I guess. I should try to set up something through the phono input. I don't know how much level you need for that. Or put my phone into it or something and see if we can put a track of music on it or something just to see how it actually sounds. Let's do that. All right, just to show the little neon lights here because they're dim. If I blow into the mic or talk really loud, it does show like the level of what's going into the head. So you got to be super close to the microphone, though. It's not like far away. Super, super close. I mean, like mouth right up to the thing. All right. Guess I just wanted to show the little timer spin with the tape fast forwarding. I don't know if there's a setting, like you set it to whatever. I don't know. It's cool that it's spinning anyway. I'm fast forwarding through the tape. Yep. See if there's anything else audible on the middle of the tape or something, since we didn't really do that. Also, if I put it all the way over, I can flip it and see what the other side sounds like, because it did sound like there was some sort of recording on there. Now let's see if what's on this part of the tape. It's still more of that audio. That was super loud. Now I guess I will have to flip the tape so we can hear the other side. If it was a stereo head, you could probably hear both tracks or something. I don't know. So I'm going to forward it all the way over, and we'll see if there's anything else flipped over. It is kind of cool to watch these spin, but I won't bore you the whole time watching it spin all the way. And it's all the way over. So swapping reels here. Oh, look. If it was a fancy enough machine, it would stop before it cut out. It's got a metal strip there. This one is not that modern. So let's try to see what's on the other side of this tape. Probably nothing important anyways. But we'll find out together, won't we? Again, such a pain in the butt to do these. Stick it through the reel, catch the edge, then you gotta roll it right. Yeah, if a guy was listening to music on a reel, you wouldn't want to swap it all the time. Because it's kind of hard on the tape. Oh, this is so annoying. Hence why nobody really took this on as a popular media. Helps if you put it on the right side of the deal. Tubes warm up. I ended up with way too much tape piece here. Is there going to be audio on this side? We'll find out. May not be anything of importance. Oh, more of that weird computer data sound. It's playing in the wrong speed too. Well, I obviously am not going to play a lot of that. Nice. It's all warped. There is something there, and it does almost sound like a voice. It's too slow. Way too slow. And I can't speed it up any. Alright, well, that's awful. I'm not gonna keep playing that. Well, I don't think it'll hurt nothing to record over all that tape. Maybe I should try to get my other player out of storage and reel this in there and see if it, because that one I know is a stereo tape deck that needed work too. I tore it apart, left it apart, never put it back together, of course. And it's sitting in storage. I'm gonna have to dig that out. I should have grabbed that yesterday when I was there. Anyway. Well, that's that. It's put back together. It does record. It does play. No speaker hum whatsoever. You know, like from the filters. So those capacitors are good. So fixed a few things. Timer works. Cleaned the speaker out, re-glued it. It's good and loud when the recording's loud, unlike the voice. What else is there to say about this thing? It's neat. It's old. It works. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool. I don't have, like, I'm thinking this thing's old enough for like recording 78s. Very old, like, records. And I don't have, I mean, I do have a record player in here on the console in the corner. Let's show that quick. But to have a 1/4-inch jack out and dealing with it would be kind of a thing. Can you tell I like speakers? Anyway. Yeah, that would be something to try, I guess. But I don't think I will in this video. It was just fun to see if the microphone part worked, and it does. So we're going to stop and unplug this fine unit. I don't really like grabbing this. It is not safe. But if you're careful, you can get it without getting your fingers in there. But boy, they're close. I will fix that. Alright, that's an end to this Voice of Music reel-to-reel player that I found in the dump. Hope everybody liked this craziness and me screwing around with it a second time. I was hoping maybe there was some sort of voice or something on the other side. I mean, there was, but it's covered by that, I don't know, computer noise? What is it? Anyway, whatever. That's an end of this video. Hope everybody liked it. The lovely Voice of Music. Alright, finishing this lovely video up. Gonna attempt to record just Scarlet Fire because that's all I know what to record right now. Maybe I'll change it up one of these days for YouTube reasons because copyright's ridiculous. Anyways, threw out the Scarlet Fire on the Rush player. I think I got the level set good. So to record on this thing, and you gotta pay attention to everything it says on here. Now I know what the little red S lever is for. Safety button, so you can't just record over your stuff by accident. It's kind of a weird thing you gotta kind of push it in and push record. It actually says you're supposed to put it into pause reel and stuff like that, but you don't quite have to, I don't think. Let's record that quick. Start the playback. Let's says distorted, so we'll turn it down a little bit. Maybe that's from the player volume. It's so hard to figure this stuff out. And that scraping rubbing sound is this, whatever you want to call it, real touching. But it's just a quick little recording. Got a little bit, I don't know, you know, you can cut down the record time, but it's a cool little tape player. I like it. It does sound really good. It's actually pretty impressive audio coming out of just a little 6x9 and a mid-range tweeter. And it's fully tube amp, as you'll see in the video. It's an impressive little thing. It puts out a little bit of sound. And anyways, I can't tell when this is done. Pretty much is done. Alright, we will stop recording. And it'll go too fast, so I'll just manually, by hand, carefully, and see if you go too fast, it'll spit out, so just take time. It's such a short deal, if you try to rewind, you go way past it. Still way too past it. Or not past it yet. Not through it. It's interesting. See? Probably shouldn't do this, but I'm going to because I'm lazy. That's so loud. So wobbly. Some wild flutter going on this tape. I can't tell if this is my previous recording or the one I just did. If it is, I still haven't got the level set right. Okay, that was my just recording, so we'll stop with that. I gotta get the level set better. We're over blurring the tape too much. Hold on. Just want to add the note of like watching a reel spin and I don't know, something just kind of relaxing about it maybe. It's just fun to just watch it record. And another random note, there's supposed to be a little cover here. It looks kind of like this little guy right here that is missing, so don't have that piece. Getting the level set right for more modern stuff to record is kind of challenging on this thing. It's meant for that microphone or a like a magnetic phono cartridge, like an old school 78 RPM type tabletop player, I should say. I got it just barely set, so it doesn't hopefully distort too bad. The problem I have is Scarlet Fire is pretty bassy, and when you record it on tape and play back, it's nothing but bass hardly, and this is set all the way to high treble. So I can't get a good recording. But I'll play back a little bit here of this last recording, and I think I'll just finish the video on that. It's getting later in the night, and I gotta finish this and post it. So anyway, let's play. Rewind it back and play it. All right, here's Scarlet Fire. I think I'll just record the whole clip just for the end of it, so you can listen to how bassy and rough it sounds on tape. So here we go. This is the end of Scarlet Fire on tape. It probably needs some circuit work on this thing, capacitors and resistors and things, and maybe with my recording, instead of using my MP3 player, could use like something with an equalizer, try to limit some of the bass into the input. Maybe that's part of the circuit's problems on this thing, I don't know. When it will let me play just the audio for the input, it is incredibly clean, clear, not that muffled and bassy at all. The tape is pretty muffled and bassy. I don't know if that's just because that's how tape is. Limits of this type of recording head, I don't know. Things to think about, things to play with later on. Just thought I'd share me messing around with doing a recording on this thing, just to see how it sounds. And clearly the recording part needs some work. The playback is fine. The amp is wonderful on this thing. It is incredibly loud and clear and fills my shop no problem. It's crazy how loud just a 6x9 and a tweeter can be. Anyway, that's this junk video. Hope everybody likes my junk videos. They're long, tedious, boring. My monotone, boring voice doesn't help either. Alright, there you go. Since also finishing this video up here, the first video I did of this thing has over 1,000 views, and to me that is mind-blowing on my YouTubing. I never would imagine that something like this would have that many views. So if anybody's interested and they wanted to see the insides and all the stuff that I will look into on this thing, I really want to make it work good. I'm not going to do a video on that, I don't think, unless people really want me to. Me actually recapping and servicing this thing. I hear a little bit of a bearing noise, so it probably needs some oiling. Maybe that would help with wow and flutter and whatnot. Alright. Sorry I bored you with Scarlet Fire. It's really the only song I know of right now that I can use. I know there's more, and I should just... It was challenging to record that one song on an MP3, since... I don't know, if anybody knows of a good free source for recording royalty-free recording music that I can just download MP3s, I'll change it up from Scarlet Fire. I don't need to use that. It's just one I know from watching other YouTubers. So anyway, I'm rambling. Thanks for watching. See you later.